Wait, these aren't whites. They're Italians.
Fucking socks are all wet.
Good. Like, should have worn boots like a man.
You put on fresh socks.
They immediately get wet.
Well, it's because by the door, it's just that.
Yeah.
We just had snow recently.
It was nice, though. I liked it. I had fun.
I liked it. I made good money until I fucking crashed my car. So.
Yeah, tell me about
the
that
acoustic's
real quick.
pretty good up here.
Yeah, I mean, it's tight.
Sounds crispy.
It's nice. It's like that's why I chose the corner, because like the pitch and everything. Except that room's a little big. I want to like eventually, I'm like, I don't know, I'm in transition with the fucking shed and whatnot, but like I want to make that room like more sound dampened. But like this is nice. Like this is cozy.
This works.
Nice and comfy. But yeah,
I was saying outside, you could definitely make this like if I put two walls up, two doors. This is very uninteresting for the listeners. Sorry,
no, but I mean,
this could easily be 2 bedrooms.
Easy,
especially a kid's room. They're only fucking 4 foot nothing.
I was gonna say you could like even get away with like fucking putting bunk beds against this wall or something like that, and then just like fucking having like it extend out this way, and then having like a nice little fucking like nursery nook or some shit over here, towel storage. Like I don't fucking know. Yeah, you got a lot of square footage in here. It's not too.
Tina doesn't like the pitches. But like it doesn't bother me at all.
Pitches always piss off the bitches. They're back,
Cut
baby.
that part out. But yeah.
No, tell me about crashing your car. I was curious about that.
Yeah, I don't want to go off on a tangent of like me and Joe were just talking outside about like future projects I could do in my house. Like,
yeah, like we
replace the siding,
like
and we can do an addition and put a nice tool shed back here.
Yeah, like we're gonna do
like
any
money
other work.
is not an object. Like, hey,
or that we have
blow this whole wall out.
Yeah, come on,
new siding all around. Knock down the shed. Put up a nice pole barn.
Joe's handyman service. They got come over with the power washer, just start knocking walls.
The next purchase for the house isn't even gonna be like pertaining to the house. It's the property. There's 4 lots that would extend our lot all the way to the next street over. It's just woods, and you can't build on it.
Compound.
You can't build on it, and they're only like 10 by 25. They're like small.
That's not bad.
The township owns 2 of them, and then this guy like Bill owns 2 of them, and you can't build on it. You can't do anything with it. Like, and we were offering him like $5,000 or something. He's like, I want 10. Like, dude,
I'm holding it.
yeah, like it was just been this.
I
like,
want to keep paying.
It's been
taxes
this back and forth. I'm like, did we just offer him like $7,500 and see if he'll fucking jump on it? Like,
no,
because we still have to buy the other 2 from the township.
I mean,
but it would. If you knock down those trees, it would make a huge yard.
Yeah, it'd be nice. And then you have storage back there too. You can just build a fucking shack back there. You have a nice once a month. You go back there for a week.
That shed's small, but
you have a cottage.
It's big enough storage for what we need. I don't need to build another like your
another
luxurious pole barn.
It's not a luxurious pole barn.
That thing's sick.
It is nice.
The backyard is looking fresh for you.
I mean, what we're gonna do is we're gonna extend all the like I told you last time. We're gonna extend the fence back there and everything. So eventually, what is gonna happen is a lot of the shit that's in the house right now that's like stored. Like, so you know, like the TV and everything up there. We got a new TV. Well, Jay's old TV from his office, and we're gonna like not finish it, but we're gonna like remodel everything so it's a little more conducive to it being like upstairs. Could like, I don't know, like I was thinking like we could probably like rent it out or something like that.
Sure.
But like I don't know if we want to do that. I think what I'm going to do is just rearrange it to have the studio up there. Jay's got his stuff. Like we might just like turn.
You could turn that little bar into a kitchen area.
I was gonna say, well, what we could do is we're gonna probably turn, because Jay's got his office at home now because he needs like 2 spots to work for like a year and a half, 2 years tops. And then like he's gonna be doing his comedy, so he needs like a spot to like do like, you know, just get away from shit in the house and like go up and be in an office environment where it's like, you know, focused.
So he's using the office for comedy and the home office for work?
Not really. He's using both for work. But it is funny.
In an empty office.
Dude, it's hilarious. I got him a
What's the deal with airplane food?
I got him a fucking mic. Did I tell this on the fucking pod? Oh, okay.
Tell.
His Christmas present. So
I thought you guys were Jewish.
Yeah, we are. I guess that's a tunnel under the house. That's what I got him. I got him a fucking auger so he can start.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Actually, it is funny you say that. He brought home his collection of fucking silver and all those Hitler stamps.
Nice.
He told me the story behind those.
They're mounted on the wall now.
Yeah, they're in the studio.
Jay's in the living room falling asleep to World War II documentaries with his Hitler merch on the fucking wall.
He's wearing his little fucking armband and hat, his little uniform. It's tucked in all.
I was rooting for the U.S., but I just think this stuff's pretty cool.
I mean, they had a good aesthetic. It was all Hugo Boss. You know that, right? The Hugo Boss design.
There's a bunch of big brands that were affiliated. Adidas, I'm pretty sure, right?
I
Obviously
think
VW, Mercedes.
IBM was the one. Then like
Yeah.
that's like a thing that I found out only because of Nick Mullen, and I found out about that. Went over to that typewriter museum in Germany, and they have like the biggest, the world's largest and most inclusive collection of IBM typewriters in one unified spot in this one museum. And I'm like,
just typing up concentration camp reports.
Yeah, well, that's just it. They help
we
with
exterminated 2,000 today.
that, but they also help with like the accounting for like this. I forget exactly what it
The
was.
Nazis were balling, right?
Yeah,
they had some.
So everybody's gold got, like, the reason the Swiss were neutral is because everybody's giving them their gold, and it was like the three major factions that were doing it was the Axis, which is like Germany predominantly, and then like Japan, but the U.S., Canada, and some of Russia was giving their gold to Switzerland to like hold, because they're like, whatever the outcome, we don't want to like go bankrupt. So we want a neutral country to hold on to our assets, so we have like something to back our currency, whatever post-wartime may become. So the Vatican also did that. That's why the Vatican was off limits, and like it's part of the Swiss Guard and whatnot. We went into that on another episode, why like the Vatican is like always neutral ground during wartime, because the Swiss hold their gold, and in exchange the Swiss defend them, and they're like by proxy neutral. Like it's just kind of a weird caveat.
So they have their own little military style defense.
Yeah, like the Swiss are who guard the Vatican. Like the Swiss Guard, or like the guards of the Vatican commandos or whatever, are like the FBI or whatever of the Vatican. But the Swiss Guard are like the actual like the armed military.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. They touch on it in Euro Trip too, which is
and the Vatican's in Italy, obviously. So
yeah, it's in Rome, I think.
There was
that it's like
war
its own
going down there.
Yeah, but it's like its own like country essentially too. Like the Vatican
What
is
if they
like,
catch like a stray artillery shell or something?
see, I'm fairly certain there was like a very explicit explicit agreement that like you do not like touch that for one reason or another, and it's like
A gentleman's agreement.
yeah, like because there's like like it's something that's like so we're desensitized. Like I say this after coming from watching like an hour of fucking Ukrainian and Russian dudes blowing each other's fucking brains out, which is fucking terrifying. But
What site you going on for that?
4chan, of course.
Right on 4chan?
Yeah, but what were we talking about right before that? Because there was something I want to touch on. Oh, Jay, fucking, he's I got him his Christmas present was the third mic we use. I got him a cord so that it hooks into the amplifier, and he walked into the office like, and I had everything there, but I hadn't wrapped it. And he's like, hey, could I use that mic? And I was like, for what? And he's like, I want to practice my comedy. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, freaked out. I was like, no, that's a sensitive piece of equipment. You're not allowed to. And like, totally
Yeah,
stressed.
this
He's like,
very high class setup.
And he like ran away with like his tail between his legs, like, like, I'm sorry, whatever. Like, lo and behold, like,
I'm creating art, Dad.
yeah, like it was his Christmas present, and he was like, you had me going. I thought it was like, cause he like said too, he's like, I got a bit where I want to like tap on the mic, and I want to see how that sounds, so I know how loud to do it. And I'm like, don't you be tapping on the fucking podcast.
So he actually has a mic to practice with?
Yeah, and it like hooks up to a little amplifier so he can hear himself. But yeah, it's just silly.
That's pretty gay.
No, it's fun.
Practicing with a microphone.
He's good.
She's a hairbrush.
But yeah, no. What were we talking? So 4chan's where I watch all the people get decapitated, and
I'm just hung up on Jay like in an empty room with a microphone. Like it's just not even.
He just wants to hear how like shit sounds coming out, and like I understand that. Like you don't fucking.
I'm
like,
just busting balls.
I understand.
I'm not shitting on Jay. I'm shitting on you. You're like, this is a good idea.
You just come up here. You come up here and sit in the corner with a paper towel roll. It's like I'm practicing podcasting.
There's
why the
no
mattress
practicing or anything that goes into this.
No, absolutely.
Remember when we first started doing this? We used to like not challenge each other, but like. We both would come with like a list of like topics. Oh, Joe has it.
I actually did.
That stopped for me after like week 2. I've put zero thought into any of this. I'll come up. I'll text Joe during the week and be like, "Hey, we should talk about this." It's out the window by the time we sit down to do this. I've got
I wrote it down.
Usually
actually.
nothing on my brain, or it's some gay DoorDash like. I had a bad day yesterday, but
no, you sent me one this morning, which I don't know if I want to use that as an intro. I want to use something else as an intro, but that one that's like the lady saying the husbands or whatever, their lives are enriched because they get married, and it's like there
was a specific term for it. It was like marriage,
like trajectory or like mobility or something.
Yeah, it was
like
some
that.
like fancy finance style term, and it was like the prime marriage equity. I can't even remember it. It was that
it's so like convoluted. It's like core like execu speak or whatever the fucking like the HR words are now for fucking like it's that exact thing.
I want to like look it up, but it's like I don't want to fucking. I don't want to listen to her fucking voice again.
Yeah, well, like
doing it.
Well, yeah, it was just that there's. There's a whole thing I'm hung up on about like language and communism and like what TikTok actually is, and it's like we talked about it with the unalive thing.
Sorry.
Play it into the.
He did it again. In less than 2 years, he was making 50% more than he was making when we first got married. You may think this is just anecdotal evidence, but this is actually called the marital wage premium.
The marital wage premium.
Yeah, marital wage premium. And it's like what? It's just
I knew
upward,
it had premium or something.
It's like upward mobility because you get married and you're more driven or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea of it is that like you're being supported at home with such like a loving wife that it's helping you to perform better in the workplace and therefore like propelling yourself further up the chain. I mean,
they do.
That's fair. You're making a good argument on that side. A steady supply of blowjobs will propel a man.
Nothing a little fucking sniz doesn't solve.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, like
you're not wrong.
It's not a bad postulation. It's so
you're in a big argument with your lady, and then you guys make whoopee, and then afterwards it's just all smiles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was gonna say too. I get into arguments with my chick, and it's worked on like multiple ones. He also thinks it's hilarious. But did I mention this where you eat a banana during an argument? You're
a little different than
when your chick's being like completely. Like, it's not for everything. It's not a cure all, obviously. But it's like when your chick's like real like worked up about something completely irrational, just go grab a banana and sit down and like start eating it, and like And they can't fucking take you seriously, and then like it's slowly.
Are you like just literally normally eating it, or do you just do
normally eating it and then nod in agreement? But then when you get like to a point where you can retort, it's fun to gesticulate because the banana peel's flapping around. No, like because you're like, babe, I love you. Just flopping shit, pieces go flying. So
that is a strategy.
I'm telling you, like it's just like the strategy to get out of any fight. Anytime you want to get out of a fight, and it's fucking big. Bro, so like, dude, I had this.
That's a pretty common joked about. I've heard like a few stand-up bits about that.
So you remember like back when like the early days,
fight the crazy motherfucker who's naked.
Yeah,
I
like
think Patrice talked about that.
Maybe.
Or something. So I've definitely heard it.
Well, so remember like the early days of YouTube where it was like the prank, like the Vitaly or whatever.
There's still a slight niche lane of that.
Yeah, or it's like you go to the hood and try and like get hood rat stuff. So
that one's wild. Yeah. I'm thinking of like Ross fucking Creations.
Well, no,
he's like a prank.
Yeah, those
the guys who go up and they're like. I can't even think of a good one. They're like, they'll go up to like a gangbanger.
Yeah,
and be
Vitaly.
Like, you got a fucking problem, man.
Yeah, but Vitaly just got into.
You're taking your life in your fucking hands there.
Vitaly,
you think it's real?
Yeah, well, no. Vitaly got busted for being fake. I think some of them are, but like I think the vast majority are fake because like a lot of them are.
You just pay a dude $100, and be like, "Yo,
it was one of the,
scary for this."
It was one of those dudes that was with like early on with Logan Paul. It was like when they were all living in that like hype beast house or whatever. It was one of the dudes that was with him. He got caught. He put a bunch of Trump stickers on his Prius. And then paid like a bunch of black people to break it with like fucking cement blocks and like a sledgehammer and shit. And then like
the hood is crazy, man.
He got caught fucking like off camera, like getting them all hyped up and giving them money and shit. Someone was like filming it from their apartment. Yeah, it was fucking wild. But yeah, a lot of that shit's fake.
I can't knock it though because that is a good hustle to like make millions of dollars off AdSense and or whatever the fuck. Like,
we could circle back to this because I think the idea overall is like kind of weird because there's a performance versus like real life thing that now everybody has to walk around with. But before, like, so the early days, the thing would be go to the hood and then like you'd instigate a fight with a gangbanger and then just take your pants off. And that was like 9 out of 10 times the guys would just like run away and be like, "Oh, you fucking crazy!"
I've literally seen those clips.
They're in thongs. They're in like the Borat thongs.
This motherfucker crazy. Yeah, it was like that tan dude who like he did that at the barber shop on the one dude. He had the weird haircut. He just ran out in that neon green Borat fucking thong.
There was like one where there's like 3 of them and they're all in like red ones with like the suspenders and everything. And the guy like
never not funny.
The guy is like fucking getting ready to fucking swing on this kid. He just pulls his pants out. It takes a little too long for his pants to go down. He's just like fucking whatever, kid, and just walks away. But yeah, there's this kid.
I don't know if that works in real life though. Like, go try it in AC.
Well, not AC maybe.
You might just get like stabbed.
So before that, there was like the height of that popularity of that like meme or whatever. There's this kid I worked with. Shout out Philly Phil. I worked with this kid and he was like underage, so we go to the Sea Isle City Boardwalk, like because his family like they're from Philly, so they came down and rented.
I was gonna ask that. That's why it was called
Philly Phil. Philly Phil. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. He's funny as fuck. But he was with us. We were just like a bad influence on this like 16-year-old kid when I was like 23, 24. And I gave him like horrible advice this one time. I was like, yeah, man, if you ever get like some like kid trying to act tough on you, like you just start undoing your belt and like start getting ready to like pull your pants down, and it'll diffuse the situation. Sure enough, he's on the Seattle Promenade and some kid squares up on him and he starts undoing his belt. The kid's like, yo, you fucking gay kid. He's like, come on, let's bring it on. And the kid just like ran away. And he's like, Joe, it worked.
I thought it was going to go south. I thought he was just kind of like beat up with his pants around his ankles. He's like bleeding out of the face. Cops come, his pants around his ankles. Gets like a fucking attempted rape charge or something.
He's in a coma with his underwear.
He's like near a playground. He's just butt naked. He gets fucking chomo charges. He's on Megan's Law now.
He's in a coma.
My friend Joe said to take off my pants in a fight.
It would be so
sure, kid. You're coming with us.
He gets tased. Fucking pepper
He's in the fucking current.
He's the victim and they tase and pepper spray. It's that Derek Chauvin, it's like he's not even resisting, he's just dead on the ground. He's got him fucking.
Didn't he get stabbed up in prison?
Dude, Derek Chauvin, I think he got beat up a few times.
The George Floyd guy?
George Floyd guy, yeah.
I think we talked about it last time. I'm pretty sure he got stabbed in prison.
I mean, not fatally. No, you know what? You mentioned
he
that.
didn't die.
I think, he got stabbed or like got jumped or something like that, and he got real scuffed up.
Free Derek, dude.
It's fucking the weird shit's all, dude. I'm not even gonna fucking talk about that shit, but like, there's weird shit going on with that specific police force. There's also weird shit going on with this.
What
like
town it was again? Kenosha? No, that's fucking.
No, that was where the.
We're gonna go down the right wing fucking the right wing segment.
No,
we already talked about Nazis.
It was fucking where the fuck was it? It was somewhere in Wisconsin though. Yeah,
I thought it was.
It was like, or Illinois maybe. I don't fucking know. Somewhere.
Detroit area.
No, it wasn't Detroit.
No.
It wasn't Michigan. No, it was in Wisconsin, I think. But Flint. No, not Flint. But anyway, yeah. There's just
tasty water.
Okay, so there's this the podcast that I always reference on here is War Mode. It's Matt and Shane's Matt's brother Billy and that guy Spud, and they're like friends of the podcast, and they go on.
Is Lemaire on that, or is he on the?
No. It's just the two of them, and they talk conspiracy theories and take mushrooms the whole time.
Jesus Christ,
it's fucking phenomenal.
I do cool things podcast.
But it's real succinct and whatnot. So they did one on the tunnels that was hilarious. But the last episode they referenced the Miami thing. Did you see the Miami thing by any chance? There's like a whole thing with like there's like
I did not. Sorry.
No, you're good. So there's like like 3 or 4 things going on simultaneously right now with like all these police forces where there's like massive corruption that's like on the cusp of being like either exposed or it's like in the process of being exposed. There's like this one dude named Chippewick or something like
Chipperson.
That. Yeah, it's Chip Chipperson. Fucking, I'm arresting everybody. But no, he's this guy from Florida, and it all started with him, where he was like, some guy was like, I'm gonna fucking blank you. I'm not gonna say it, but to this guy on social media, and the guy was in New Jersey. And
say, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, something to the effect of that. Like,
okay, I didn't know what.
Yeah, so like I mean,
I didn't know if it was rape or kill. So
no, it wasn't the R. But like, it was something where it was like a direct.
We could say kill.
I just don't want it to be like I'm uttering a threat or anything. These aren't my words. This isn't my idea.
This is fair use.
This is fair. Yeah. So like this guy threatened the sheriff dude in Florida.
I'm going to unalive you.
Yeah, and the sheriff got him arrested, and he's in like Jersey, but the sheriff's in Florida. So it was kind of showing the scope of like now, like you can, even though we have freedom of speech, there's like now certain things that like you can make threats on social media, but like now there's repercussions, like real life repercussions for you making a threat of like, I'm going to kill you. That
one's a no-no.
That's
across
like
the board.
It's like treated with the same like hesitancy of like you holding a knife and being like, I'm going to kill you to a cop. The cop's going to fucking shoot you like 9 out of 10 times. Like there's no fucking way that like within the reason it's like you're doing something threatening to a police officer, like even though it's over social media, which you would think is like protected by some kind of freedom of speech or something like that.
If it wasn't a cop, I don't think you can go on Facebook and be like,
I'm
gonna fucking kill you, James Siemens. You're a fucking dick. Like, but then
Brendan
again,
Shepard.
That's international. Would like the Mounties come rolling up on you, or like
probably like it's.
I mean, I guess it depends on if it gets reported. First off. Like I could probably say it to you, and like neither of us are going to call that in.
Yeah,
so, like,
I mean, Facebook might like flag it as a threat or something like that. It would just get removed.
I don't think anything would come of that. But
yeah, so like it started with this, where this cop was like he was like overreaching his bounds, but like he wasn't. He was within the law. So like everybody started like scrutinizing like Florida police in general, because there's like sheriff's departments, there's local police, there's state police, there's immigration police, there's like all the like. I forget what the catalyst was, but something happened, and then immediately, like a day or two later, there was that thing in the mall in Miami where it was like they were saying that it was like kids with fireworks, and then people were claiming it was aliens.
I'd never heard anything of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so like there was like these this something happened with not with that specific sheriff's department, but there was like something where it was like right on the cusp of like, okay, like we got
there's some weird corruption.
It might have had something to do with Epstein, because it was like right around the time that came out. So like then out of nowhere this mall thing happens, and people were like, it's aliens. So it's like that kind of gets brushed under the rug. And then there's these people that were out in New Mexico or Arizona, I think it's New Mexico, that were like tied to like weapons smuggling that like may or may not be tied into the Fast and the Furious program, which is Obama, where one of them just got like it's like a major deal in the state, but like it's not getting national publicity. But like this was like a person who was like basically trying to do like actual tangible domestic terrorism with like domestic like terroristic threats and stuff like that. And this person got prosecuted, and they were like in a compound out in the middle of the desert with like ties to Al Qaeda and stuff like that. And this person just got prosecuted. And there's like human traffic, like they were trafficking children, basically, like Mexican children up into America. And
it's the dark arts, brother.
With yeah, exactly, with ties. Okay, so now that's happening, and then the way that they're pivoting off that just major fucking federal case is the police, or I forget if it's the Texas Border Patrol or the feds, or one of them is in a standoff right now where they're supposed to stand down for the immigration thing, and the one side is like, no, we're not fucking doing that. And they were able to like round up, I think, like 6,000 migrants in a day or something like that yesterday. And it's like, so that's like the pivot is like, no, we're having an immigration.
To ship them back?
They're like detaining them, and I don't know. Andrew Callen, the all gas no brakes guy, just did a thing on it. It's like they're detaining them and they don't really know what to do with them yet. But like they were not supposed to hold them. They're supposed to keep them and let them in, or keep them and send them back. But they're not supposed to like hold them indefinitely. But like whatever.
Just gotta go stand in the world's longest DMV line to get their fucking.
So they have them
their new paperwork.
You know, like the auditorium that they have at like the middle school, like with like the fold out blue shirt. It's like one of like 9 of these things that are just massive. It's like the size of a fucking Walmart, like distribution
center. Out here,
and they just put them in there
like for a FEMA camp or something.
Basically, yeah. So like they put them in there, but like they weren't supposed to do that. And then either the Border Patrol defied the feds, or the feds defied the Border Patrol. One of the two. And that's now how they're pivoting off the thing. Yeah, so like there's like all this shit going on with cops right now. It's like really fucking weird, where they're right on the cusp of like something big, where it's like exposing corruption, or like exposing like who's doing what where with who, and then like something crazy happens, and it's like, well, now I don't fucking know what to make of any of this.
I'm very out of the loop on like, when I was younger, I used to be like super into the anti-cop thing and like the conspiracy thing, and like I'm very surface level. I don't really. You know, I
don't even know why.
Conspiracy stuff's interesting to me, and like fucking, I'm not like outwardly anti-cop anymore. I'm pretty in the middle of the road there. But I was just saying that to say this, like I'm out of the loop. I don't have any like surface level knowledge of any of the stuff you're talking about. But when you were saying something is about to come out about the Chauvin department, my mind immediately went to Florida, and it's like, even someone who's very outside of like this loop of information, I've heard that Florida has a lot of weird, corrupt. Like,
I forget.
I mean, even back in the day with like all of the Miami cops that like all got fired at once for being involved in the coke trade in like the 80s or something. Like literally an entire graduating class just like all went bad. Like, it was like the sheriff's department class of like 1980 or something. Like all of them either died, went to prison. Like
I forget what the tie-in was too, because that was the original point. Is there's something weird going on with that police department? Like I think like they're like
it's not coke anymore though. It's like it's like selling kids. Like that's
selling kids, running drugs, or like protecting cartel members.
It's just fentanyl and kids. Dude.
Yeah, like it's fucking weird, man.
Greasy.
You live in a fucking bizarre time. And I got into the whole fucking black book on Epstein too. I mean, like that's too much. Where like I don't have my notes or whatever.
They use Cat Williams to distract everyone from that.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking funny.
I didn't see it. but I've seen like some of the clips and stuff like that.
I've heard enough people breaking it down. I got the juicy stuff.
Yeah, I saw a Rogan clip talking about it.
Flipping out.
It wasn't Rogan. Something else. He called out Rogan.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then some other YouTube guy was like covering that. But Rogan apparently was like, I'd love to have him on the podcast. Like, I love Cat Williams.
Cat Williams
he was shitting on Rogan.
Yeah,
Rogan
he was
like,
calling him
hilarious.
like a tryhard or something, or like
saying he was never funny or something.
Yeah,
and
like,
Rogan just kind of laughed it off, which is, Papa Joe. He's like,
never touch Joey Diaz.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Like, nah, I don't know. That whole fucking the fucking what was he fucking reacting to? Cat Williams. Fucking.
He was just shitting on like the entertainment industry
like,
as a whole.
But it was
Joe Rogan got a whole
Emmys
group of comics around him who ain't funny, and they never been funny.
Wasn't there like something that was like he was like reacting to the Emmys or something?
I fucking know.
I don't know.
I know they both happened recently. I'm pretty sure he was on Shannon Sharp's podcast.
Yeah, I think that was it. Did you see the one that keeps making its rounds now? I guess because he's back in the news and it's like rechurning like all the stuff in reels where it's like him trashing that fucking radio host. It's like, you wearing $65 worth of jewelry right now. It's cosmetic.
I don't call me crazy. I don't know. I don't hate Cat Williams.
I love Cat Williams.
I'm not like I'm not in that camp. I don't. I just think, and it's not even like his comedy. Like I think he's funny, but like that old clip about weed that always goes around, like this shit called death. Like I'm just like I don't know. Like it's just I don't like his shtick, like his weird straightened fucking long hair, and like
You didn't like the season of Eric Andre where he was doing the Cat Williams impression?
I don't dislike Cat Williams, but it's just like something about him. I don't know if it's his voice or his like cadence that he speaks in. Like it's just like. I just think he's fucking annoying sometimes.
He has that like very.
Let me tell you.
He's got that very black preacher kind of like thing, which it just doesn't translate because
goofy outfits.
It comes from a different walk of life than us because we don't have like as Italians. It's like somebody like Steve Sciarippa is fucking hilarious to us, but he's not even really a comedian. He's just like a funny dude, and he was on that. Whatever.
I can't claim Italian. I'm like fucking 14%.
Whatever.
That crushed me, dude. I thought I was like a solid
Ginzo
third. Like no, I knew my dad isn't Italian at all, but my mom is like half Italian. So I'm like, I rounded up. It's really a quarter, but I'm like I'm a third. I'm like that. The Italian was strong in me.
What
when
are you?
You grow up eating. I'd have to pull it up. I'm only 12 or 14% Italian though, and I was claiming like.
Half.
30. No, yeah, I was definitely claiming half. Like my mom's full-blooded.
But what are you the most predominant of?
I want to say like English or something gay, Scottish.
That's not gay. You got good roots.
I thought I was a paisan.
I mean, you can still be a paisan.
I was claiming it, and then Tina's dad or something got
Look
me
at what you're wearing. What self-respecting paisan is wearing matching NASCAR hat?
Dude.
You're white trash.
I got a new NASCAR hoodie and a new NASCAR jacket. Shout out to Tina for Christmas. And I had this hat for a few months. It's like my favorite hat to wear. But now when I've been working, I'm like double NASCAR'd up, and I'm like I look like the biggest like clown, like poser, like fucking poser, fucking. That was a Sopranos line. He's a bit of a poser, if you ask me. Little Carmine says that. What the fuck? Where's my fucking thing?
It's in your packer.
So I'm 30% England, 22 Scotland, 22 Ireland. That's my dad's side. My mom's side might be some of the England too, because her dad is like born in Wales. He's Welsh.
Okay.
So it says England and Northwestern Europe.
Okay.
So I probably get some of both. My dad's like English and Irish.
Word.
So English, Scottish, Irish, 10% Sweden and Denmark. Don't know which side that comes from.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty gay.
No, that's good.
So I'm up to 14% Italian, 7 Southern, 7 Northern, and 2% Finnish.
So you got a little Scandinavian in you too. That's pretty cool. You got Viking roots.
Sweet, dude.
Yeah.
Valhalla.
Valhalla, brother.
Yeah, I didn't even want to do the test. I'm like, that goes back to the conspiracy mind where I'm like, they're gonna have my fucking DNA on
that's
file,
why I don't
dude.
do it.
I didn't want to do it, but then it was like Christmas morning, and they're like, here, spit in this tube, and I had like
came in it.
ate like 10 edibles the night before, smoked a fat backwoods. I had the
You're
worst.
from Jamaica.
They're like, you can't fucking. You couldn't drink water or anything before doing it, and you're supposed to do it like
Dry.
first thing in the morning or some shit. Like, I don't fucking know. And I had, like I said, I smoked and ate edibles the night before. I came out like, I couldn't even fill the tube. Like, I was just putting like spitting cotton into this fucking tube. Like, it was, I couldn't get enough spit to like fill it up all the way.
Should
I'm
just
like,
shat in it like it was your old doctor and saw him see what happens.
I was like, I demand a retest, dude. The Italian spit didn't get in there, dude. I need it fucking, you need a gabagool the night before.
I refused to do it because all of my family's done it, and I just know that it's like my Polish Russian mix on my grandparent, my mom's.
Confirm you might have a little African in there.
I mean, probably.
I was hoping for that. Little Native American, little African.
That's like what every Italian says because
the
line is like, you know, that like everybody's got like a little, you know, if you're Italian, I think it's like 1 in 3. It's like your genes are like North African or whatever.
The movie line. I don't want to say it, so you don't have to
true
edit.
Romance, but like
your grandmother was fucked by a pack of fucking monkeys.
It's not even what the line is.
All right, haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah,
but
it's great. But
was that True Romance?
Oh, it's True Romance. Yeah, it's Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper, and then Gandolfini's in there.
Gandolfini beat the shit out of that lady.
Yeah,
he talked about that in an interview or like a written interview where he hated doing that scene.
I'm sure
like,
he's
he absolutely
a sensitive.
Apparently,
guy.
Yeah, he was just a big gentle giant. He was like, it like deeply troubled him to do that scene.
I forget
when actors talk about that stuff. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like it's.
You know that Mario?
It's a movie. Like
that like weird, like it's like I forget if it's like dwarfism or what, but it's like that Mario guy that's like
been circulating the reels. I get them too.
The guy's like pretty interesting too, and he was talking about Gandolfini.
They just rip on him on there. The two other co-hosts, they just like make fun of him. I'm like, I don't understand why.
He's funny though.
I don't know the context. Yeah,
he looks like Pee Wee Herman.
He's interesting.
Yeah,
like, it's like, what's this dude's story? Does he have the Andy Milonakis disease or something?
Something like that.
He looks like he's fucking 10, but he's obviously like 45.
Did you see the one where he was like talking about being Gandolfini's Italian coach? Because that was like pretty interesting.
Everyone's like, yeah, bullshit. Like they're just like roasting him, and all the comments are saying like he's full of shit. But, like, I kind of believe him. Like he said, he met Pesci and Gandolfini.
I have no idea where this guy came from or like who the fuck
was he really in movies? Or is he just some like Beetlejuice level fucking weird dude from Queens? Like,
XTMPRQS. Beetlejuice.
He's there, Bobo. Like, yeah, sure, you met Joe. Like, what if he's not in movies? Apparently, if you look him up, he is in credits for like movies back in the 90s and stuff. So,
you know what's funny is if you look up my name on IMDb, nothing comes up, and it's because this girl fucked me over for my IMDb.
What should you be in? The Clerks?
Not Clerks, Jay and Silent Bob reboot, Grand Isle, Claws, and The Quarry, and then
you get listed as in the credits.
I get listed in the credits. I didn't get on IMDb though because this chick, I won't say her name, but when I was in college, I was the director of photography on a girl's student film, and she wanted to showcase it, meaning that she wanted to take it to festivals, and you have to like. I'm not entirely sure how it like licensing film works because it's different. Like I've asked Jay multiple times because like apparently when you make a film at Hofstra, you need Hofstra's permission to show it in a festival circuit because it's the university's property. It's not yours. It's like your intellectual
as
property.
As a student?
Yeah, as a student.
Or just if you're just some random guy filming a doc there?
No. Like if you're a student, like you're in the student, like you're in the Hofstra like programs, and like you like and it's like so. Let's say I wanted to like put it in cans or whatever. I would have to go through like a bunch of fucking hoops for whatever reason to get it like showcased at Cannes as a student.
Would they push back, or would you think they give you the green light?
It's not that they would push it back. It's just that you would have like it's more the university's property than yours, if that makes sense. And it's like I don't care about
royalties or like how does
that's just it. I never got to that point. As soon as I was like fuck that, I don't need to do that. I'll just make my own shit if I want to showcase something. And then like held on, which one of the things is one of the things I held on to. But
while you're a student, or is this if it takes place like at Hofstra?
No. It just while you're a student at Hofstra. So like if I make a student film that is a project for a class, once that class is complete, that's my property. But if I want to showcase it somewhere else, I have to go through the university.
Even after you're a student?
No. Okay. Like after I'm a student, it's a different thing, but like it's still...
Now, what if you're home on college on a Christmas break and you and your buddy shoot a film?
No, that's not on their time. If I use their equipment and
if it's not a project, then you're fine.
Yeah, it's like if I use their equipment or whatever, like I can just like, take my cell phone and like go get like film
an iPhone movie on the beach.
Yeah, like take a viral video or something like that. The university can't claim that that's their property just because I'm a university student. It's like, no, that's mine. But it's like if I'm making a film for a class or something like it's, and I don't even know if it's real. I just never got past this certain point. But one of the reasons that I do think there is like something about that is when you showcase these films, you have to like get everybody unanimously sign off that you agree to be showcased. And she didn't get any of the people that worked on her film, including most of the actors' signatures on this. So when she went to like after grad graduation or whatever, went to showcase this in a film festival. She just signed herself as everything. And then when IMDb published the film, our names all still came up because when she originally made the film, before she showcased it as a student film, she put us on the IMDb. So IMDb's like, oh no, this is all incorrect, and just locked all the accounts that were incorrect. So now I can't even get into my own IMDb account because they don't think it's me. And it's like, if I try to petition them, they're like, you're not you didn't create the account, you can't do it. And I was like, well, but like somebody else created.
This happened 10 years ago in college.
12 years ago. Yeah. And so like
that stinks.
And what's funny is that like all the dudes I worked with too, most of them, I was like, I looked on your IMDb's, it's like you guys got like stacked things. They're like, that's like maybe a third of what we actually worked on.
Oh wow.
Because like most of the time it's like a third party that does all of the compilation of the people. It's not even payroll. It's nobody that really has access to the names. It's like when you fill out like your start work, you have to like check certain boxes and whatnot. Sometimes just not conducive to that department. So yeah, like I'm in credits, but I'm not on IMDb for whatever fucking reason. I slipped through the cracks. But yeah, like that was one that was really fucking weird. I forgot
they have Hockey DB.
Really, like IMDb for hockey players, like a
database. But it
goes.
They have one for like. I'm glad that this wasn't a thing when I was playing because my stats are like atrocious. But like. There's kids that I know, like I could look them up and see their stats, like kids that are playing within the last 5 years or so or whatever. Yeah, they could just look up their stats. Like, not mine would just be like, 5 assists, 1 goal, 800 penalty minutes. Like I was just, it's my second home.
6 concussions.
I was well liked. Oh, dude, ungodly amount of concussions. I forget things now, and I'm like. Is this that, or is this because I'm a fucking pothead, or like
both?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Fair melange. If you want to really see something embarrassing, you can look up my head.
It happens like weekly where Tina's like, "I told you about this." Like we had a conversation, and I'm like, "I don't remember that at all." And then it like kind of freaks you out for a second, and then you're like, "What am I gonna do?" Like, no regrets. Like,
I was gonna say, if you want to see something truly embarrassing, you can look up my Hendon mob, where there's only one. I've won more tournaments than that, but there's only one tournament cash that it has.
What the fuck's a Hendon mob?
Hendon mob. It's the database. It's like fucking the same thing you just described for hockey players, but for poker. Like it's like
I thought it was like a lacrosse thing or something.
No.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's that thing that they started it back like it was like the inception of fucking Poker Stars or like Party Poker, one of the two of them, and it was like just like track tournament winnings because you can't see the person you're physically playing. And I think it might not have been poker or Party Poker even. It might have been before that. I don't even remember.
It's just you tanking.
Yeah, well, it's
deposit 10,000.
No,
withdrawal.
it's just it doesn't really show that. It just shows you like it's a compilation of your tournament winnings and like how you won them and like where so like I only have the one that I won because my name only showed up once on the winning slip and it was that one at live. So this is like my lifetime tournament of 32. My lifetime tournament cash is $925. There's people on there with like 38 million in tournament winnings. Dude. It's like a modicum of their actual like net worth because it's not a reflection of your like wealth. Like you can look up what like
that's like a fucking That's like such a different lifestyle.
Yeah,
like. People that are 7-figure earners gambling, I can't imagine the stress. Like you have to have. I'm sweating so hard with like $200 on like a fucking hockey game. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm feeling the pressure, and like we could both afford to lose $200, but it's just like it's still like you fucking get a sweat going. These guys are betting like 6 figures a fucking hand, and they don't even look like they're like, their heart's beating hard or anything. Well, like they're so. I don't know. I respect it, but I'm not capable of like handling pressure like that. Like I could have nothing nefarious on me. I'm sober. I'm just doing my thing, and a cop gets behind me, and my like hands start shaking. Like these guys just can fucking. They got ice in their veins.
You're non-confrontational too, which it's like, or like not non-confrontational, but it's like you'd rather not be bothered with like a fucking problem than anything, and it's like a cop is a problem. The fucking like you're betting,
losing money on gambling.
Yeah, it's like I don't need the agita. Like, and I'm
betting $10 a spin on the roulette wheel, and I'm like fucking trembling and shit, and like not like shaking, but like you're just standing there, and you got like a fucking. That's your phone. Oh. You're looking at me. I'm like, dude, what?
It's better be Jay. But no, I got one for you for next Monday. Would you? Yeah. Fuck. Sorry, that was the Jay segment of the podcast. He's in Florida right now. No, you're
Shout out to Jay.
You're right. You want to hear something? Some like fucking ice in their veins, motherfucker. They was playing poker last Monday, so a week ago, in that snowstorm because there was nothing to do.
Drove to the city.
No, the roads weren't bad. Like they
weren't.
They laid so much fucking brine on Sunday, like last Sunday, that it was like the roads were like they didn't even look wet. Like when I got to the expressway, it was fucking wild.
Was this Monday? Didn't it snow on Friday?
No, it did. It snowed twice last week because there was
the first one.
Yeah, there was snow on.
There we go. CTE.
Yeah, there was snow on Monday because I went to go watch the Eagles, and that was where they got eliminated.
I don't know why I don't remember it snowing on. Wasn't it like a very
because you
light,
have CTE? Yeah, it was only like fucking like a half an inch. Yeah, it was like half an inch.
I don't remember that at all. Literally no recollection,
dude. And then it rained the next day. Like anyway, so yeah, the
I have no idea. I stayed here and watched Vincent on Monday, but like,
well, okay, so yeah, I went to the city at night to go watch the Eagles game. Shout out the Eagles, fucking they suck.
I'm happy it's over. Tired of hearing about.
So fucking, it was so embarrassing because I was there. It was me and one other dude in Eagles gear, and everybody else was like, "You guys are gonna get your fucking shit pushed in by like a mediocre team, the Buccaneers." And we're like, "No, we got this." Sure enough, right off the fucking rip, we're down like 20 points. It's fucking embarrassing. But yeah, so I went and shout out to everybody at that table. That table was fucking awesome. Harrah's last Monday night. I forget names. Everybody was fucking super nice though. I was supposed to be there for 2 hours. I ended up staying for like 8 because these people were so fucking fun. You don't really get poker tables like this anymore, but it was like nobody that wanted to not be there. Like it wasn't like anybody that was there to like grind. Everybody was there to just have fun because there was a snowstorm. Like there was a chick. I gave everybody stickers. The chick that I got a high hand. I won the high hand off that chick. I gave her a sticker. She was there because
nice consolation prize. Thanks.
I gave her
thanks for the $200.
I gave her an out, which she saved a lot of money. she had a king. She had a pair of kings, and I turned a straight flush. Yeah. And she's like, "I got a king. I think I'm good." And I'm like, high hand, and she's like, "God damn it!" Like, okay, yeah, $500 in my pocket. But anyway, yeah,
you let her fold.
I didn't let her fold. I just bet in a way that it's like I knew I had the nuts, and I was like, even if I didn't have the hand that I had, she was beat. So like, you know, whatever. But anyway, so then the guy to my right was from Cape May. He was fucking the shit. The guy to my left was from New York, and then there's these two other kids that were from like, one was a dealer in Vegas, and then this other kid was like an Asian that was just hanging out, like having fun. But everybody was there just like chilling. Nobody was like getting into arguments or anything. But there's this one dude that has like this fucking Mexican like. He looked like Ho Chi Minh. Do you know Ho Chi Minh?
I've heard the phrase, or I thought it was a phrase. I didn't realize it was a name.
Oh yeah, it's a person. He looks like
Colonel. It was like a verb. He
looks like.
I'm gonna go Ho Chi Minh.
Look him up. He looks like Asian Colonel Sanders. HOCHIMIHN. I think. MNH. I don't know.
MINH. Yeah.
NH. Yeah. He looks like South Pacific Colonel Sanders. Yeah.
I'm working on his beard.
So,
I'm gonna grow mine out like that. Oh, he's got a braid in it there.
Yeah. So there's this Asian guy that looks just like him. That's he sits down and the first thing he does is he's like.
The older Asians are not there to have fun.
No,
they are there to ruin their entire state.
So this guy just pulled out like seriously like $3,000 in like hundreds and just peels off $200 or $300 and like sits down and then puts it all back in there. And then like within 4 or 5 orbits, like I don't know, like 20 something, 30 something hands, all in, loses. And then he gets real testy. So he tops off for another 300. All in like an orbit, loses, tops off another 300. All in on the next hand, loses, tops off another 300. All in without looking at his cards, loses, tops off another 300.
That's a bold game because to just keep going, like
it's not even a martingale. There's no strategy to it.
As someone, I've played very casual poker online, like free poker to practice, and like winning a hand, you have like a 1 in 8 chance. Like, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have like it's not like blackjack or roulette where it's like you have a 50-50 shot. Like winning a hand in poker, it's like. Hell yeah, it's exciting. It doesn't happen. You know, it might happen 1 out of 50 or 1 out of every 25.
There's nuance to it, and you got to like build pots and like calculate, you know, equity and whatnot. It's
very unlikely that, or it's very likely that you're not going to win the hand.
Yeah,
like it's like he's literally has like a 1 in 8 shot at the beginning of the fucking before even looking at his cards, just to go all in on that. Like
yeah, but without looking at his cards.
Yeah, like you said, it's not even a martingale. It's not like he's
no strategy.
It's not like baccarat roulette where it's like 50. It's like a coin flip. This is like
he easily dusted $2,000 off. Just and like I think like 1,500 to one guy.
He was tilted so hard.
He dusted like $60 to me, and that was enough for me to be happy. I hit the high hand, so I was like just playing with company money at that point. I didn't give a shit. I was like playing super loose and aggressive, just like getting into pots I didn't belong in. But I had
that's
fun. Profit of $200 that I didn't even have it on the table. So I'm like, I don't fucking care. It was company money at this point. But that fucking dude, like it stuck with me. I haven't played since then because of how much that dude's aggression just stuck with me. Because did
he win?
No,
at all?
He didn't ever carve it back.
No one did. Did anyone even want to like?
He was playing this one dude, the dude that he ended up like dusting, like because he went in all in 5 times this guy, so he won 1,500 just clean off this guy, and then was also up in other hands. So this guy was sitting like, we're playing 1-2, were you buying for $300, and the guy's sitting on like
just shoves immediately
9 times the starting stack. Yeah, so like the guy's just like, the guy gets up at one point, goes and walks away. He still got like fucking half his wad of money with him. And the guy next to me just won a bunch of pots off him. He goes, probably going to play Baccarat trying to get even.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Exactly.
So like, to be tilted, to go, bet a bunch of numbers on roulette or something like something more of a coin flip. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's hard. It's hard to fucking do.
Cover the greens, fucking put a nice spread on the fucking board. And
I've had a couple of like real dumb flips lately that like have paid off, and then I've had like a couple of real strategic ones just not come in for me. So it's like there's a lot of variance and a lot of chance in poker, but like you still at the same time
there's skill.
Yeah, there's like you said, there's like
he was just tilted and was in a personal battle with this.
He was drinking like there's no fucking tomorrow too, which definitely adds to the volatility of shit. Like,
I feel like with that you have to really be like methodical and disciplined, and like not get into a personal spat with one person and just dust off half your fucking wad just because you're trying to like. He wasn't trying to beat the table at that point. He's just trying to beat that one guy and get some of his fucking coin back. But like,
there's a guy that tried to goat me into it. You know that dude Professional I talk about all the time, the Asian guy that just like yells. He's in a suit. He's like,
we've talked about him on here before.
I played with him the other day, and he's like about like 2 weeks ago. He was at Borgata, and there was this fucking dude from Cape May that was like, one of those like old like the only way I can describe it is a boomer. He's like way overweight, fucking like clearly was like a fisherman or something back in the 70s or 80s or whatever. Now like owns the vessels. Just like not even worn, just like he's just like, I'm 68 and I'm
red.
Done. Yeah, like that Florida fucking like my like rosy cheeks with the fucking gin blossom and shit. So he's just like this like fat arrogant boomer. Like, yeah, I play a game down at some bar in Cape May, like North Cape May. It's all cops and probation officers and shit. There's always like 13-14 grand on the table. Like, why aren't you playing that then, dude, buddy? Like, who cares? So he starts at like, and I guess like he's a rag or whatever. So he knows the Professional. He starts getting the Professional like all agitated and whatnot, which like I've never seen before. It was kind of funny. It was pretty. He's like
Professional was suddenly not acting very professional.
Professional was very yelly. He gets wound up like a washing machine. It was so fucking funny. He's just like, it's like not like he folds. I fold to you. Very good, very good. No, raise. We raise 25, and then the guy re-raises him like the 80. He's like, I fold a very good hand, and then just gets up and leaves. Like, it's just it was ridiculous. But yeah, that guy started needling me like, oh man, like I feel bad for you because all you play is aces, kings, and ace king, and I'm like, dude, I'm playing cash right now, and like you guys have just been locked into a battle for the last hour. Like, why are you coming at me? And he's like, I feel bad. Like, I really do feel bad for you that you come out here, you put on clothes to like come do this, and I'm like, you're picking
he's just trying
to get under my skin now. And I'm like, bro, I'm even right now. And I just got up and left. And then he was like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, buddy. See ya. You're going to die in a week from a fucking heart attack, you fucking blob.
Yeah, that sucks when you're like having fun and it's like a good. Was this the same table? Or
no. Okay, this was like a week before.
I thought this guy came in and like ruined.
No. This was like a week before. No, this was a bullshit table at Borgata.
I'd much rather be at like a fun.
Dude, happy-go-lucky.
And I've never played poker in the casino or anything like that, but like if you get a good blackjack table, everyone's like, I mean, it's all kind of depends on if the dealer's winning or if the players are winning, but everyone's up a little bit, fucking drinks are flowing, like you can have a lot of fun. Like, yeah,
Ian and I had a really good time last Saturday. Actually, we went, his lady went and saw Hook. Shout out Ian and Rachel. I'm coming to your wedding. We're gonna have fun there.
I'm not.
It's on 420 if you want to come as my date.
No.
Okay. But
anyway. I'm gonna have like a fucking newborn. Probably,
sounds gay.
Be very close to having another baby. I was thinking about that on the porch.
When are you due?
Apparently any fucking day now. I'm up to 240. Shout out to James for fucking jinxing me. Make Jake thick again. He was just posting that all over the internet for like months, and then
you should lose 10 pounds. You should lose 10 pounds and become Irish. Because you'd be 230.
I could be a dentist. 230.
230.
Fucking
good one.
No, I was thinking about when the new baby comes, how we don't record enough now as it is, and I'm like, this is gonna so fall off the fucking cliff as soon as
bring Jay in. I'll bring Jay in.
Yeah, keep it rolling.
Yeah, we got it.
It's tough with a newborn to fucking.
Yeah,
we didn't record for 3-4 months or something.
Exactly, because you're being a dad, and that's fucking understandable. Yeah. This one will be easier though. You know what to do. You got the groundwork laid out.
It's just the first 6 months that sucks. But like now, I mean, he's 1.5, and it's just like chuck him in the crib for a nap. We're up here doing our thing.
Also having a crib. I don't know where I was going.
What?
I don't know.
Put fucking baby Joey in a crib.
There we go. Okay, so no. Anyway, Ian and I were playing craps the other day, and that was a fun one. Like you said, it was electric. Me and him. It was me, him, this guy that knew how to shoot, and then a guy and his wife. And the guy that knew how to shoot was like just shooting. And as soon as we walked up to the table, it was me, Ian, and we knew to like keep our money off the table and just let this dude play the point. And then the guy at the adjacent end walked up a little bit after us, saw what we did, and then also did it. So the guy, the shooting, gave us mad respect right off the bat because it's like, we're not interfering with your shot. It's not any like those superstition things where people are now putting money on the table that is going to change the conditions of the landscape of the table and whatnot that I freak out about. So like we let him be. Ian and I buy in. The guy at the end of the table shoots, craps out pretty quick. I shoot. I crap out pretty quick. Ian shoots. Ian gets on a pretty good roll and like ends up like fucking making a lot of money for like us. Not like crazy, but like, you know, we were down when we first got in there. Ian picks up the dice. We're back above even. Like both doing pretty fucking good. And we're tipping the dealers. That guy sees that we're having a pretty good time over there. He is like smoking a cigarette or something, comes back to the table because now it's his turn to shoot, and he starts fucking laying numbers, and we're like fucking making money now. And then like get one more rotation.
That does help it be fun when everyone's winning, dude.
But like it was just that like we were like 4 people. We weren't overcrowded. There wasn't like homeless people coming in and trying to like hop fucking threes or something.
Remember that guy?
Dude, I wanted to kill that fucking guy.
That made me so happy that like not that you lost or whatever. It was just that it was satisfying that you called it. I was just like, damn, he really fucking hit the nail on the head.
The mood changes so hard when you have a crackhead on a craps table, and it's like it's so hard to prevent. And
he
like,
just walks up with his only $10. He's like, I'm gonna run this
greasy $10. And dude, so like there was this one time I was at that. One of the ways that I realized that happens, and it was like how I learned to keep my guard up, like where to shoot on the table so that people don't fuck with you, is at Ocean. Because this one time I was there with Ian shooting we were like, it's our thing, just go to Ocean after work and shoot craps for like 2 hours. And like
when you go to have fun and you're not worried about winning or losing, you just go with like a disposable $100 and you're like, I don't care what happens with this, it's fun. It's so hard not to cross into like, I gotta turn a profit mode, and then it becomes not fun. You get tilted, you start betting 300 at fucking poker hand.
Yeah, like, you start just fucking reloading and firing.
The last 3 times before the last time I went, I had fun. I was like, I don't even care if I lose this $100. Like if I lose it, just walk away. Like I talked about it on here. The last time I went, it was like I got so fucking tilted. I'm putting fucking hundreds into slot machines and shit. Like,
hell yeah.
I was with a big group and someone hit on a slot, and it's like, that could be me. And it's like, I'm actually way less likely to be that guy now that someone in my party did it.
No, it's like, I mean, still like hey, once in a while you fucking make it.
He won like $2,000 on a slot, and he ended up only leaving with like $400.
Bro,
like,
I was at Tropicana on New Year's Eve. There was a lady who was playing like literal nickel slot on the fucking min bet and fucking cracked the $12,000 major jackpot. I'm like,
that could be us right now.
It's like,
let's bring Vincent to the casino when we wake up.
I know, right?
Is that legal? How would that?
Nah, you can't do that. I mean, you could bring him with, like, have him on your lap,
baby Bjorn carrier, and just set the slot machine.
Don't let him smoke.
Yeah, I'm in the non-smoking one.
No,
let him blow on the dice.
Yeah. Fuck, I was gonna say something too. Right before you said the last trip to the casino.
You were having a good time, like playing craps.
No. The reason I know the crackhead thing is so me and Ian would go to the casino after work, And there's one time he left me there by myself because it was like there was like a storm coming, and he has a Ford Focus, so he's like, I want to get the fuck out of here before. I was like, dude, get out of here while the getting's good. I got the truck, so like I'm just gonna stay. I'm not gonna stay for long or anything. I'm just gonna like shoot like 2 or 3 times.
Daddy's hot.
I end up like running it up like close to like $400 on like one fucking, like they hand me the dice and I'm like
on fire, dude.
Point, and it's like I'm just not hitting sevens. So I end up running myself up like on like a $300, like I end up like, you know, like $600-700, but like on my last shot. And I'm like, I wish Ian was here. And his like spot is like right there. I'm like, nobody stand there. Like, please, like this is like where my buddy was standing. Like, it's keeping me. And everybody's like, we got you. Like, they're all like, you know, cool with the superstition shit. They're like, we got you. Just keep doing. This freaking greasy crackhead dude that's like soaking wet because he was just wandering around in the rain on the boardwalk comes up and it's just like
stinks.
Just like stands there. Everybody's faces go, oh no.
He's probably paid by the casino. He's a professional mush.
He comes in and just is like, man, what you got to do is you got to imagine that you are on a fairway, on a nice fairway at a golf course. You're on the Masters right now. I'm like, please shut up. Like, please leave me. It's like, just and like I get the dice back and I'm like, I take all my bets down. Like I got the pass line because I haven't hit a point yet, but I'm like still like doing good and I'm still like, you know, there's like contract bets, so I'm committed to shoot even though I did the thing where you take all your money off the table because you can do that.
Yeah.
So I did that and this guy's just in my ear like, man, just you're on a fairway. Just close your eyes and swing, baby. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. And within like 2 throws, I fucking crap out. He's like, we're going to make some money now. We're going to make some money. Because he just wanted the dice. So he was fucking me up to do that. And I'm like, no, you know what? Go fuck yourself. So I mush him. I got on the don't pass. He craps out in like 3 throws. And then I got my money that he fucking, because I fucking loaded up the odds and whatnot too. So I got like, it turned like a $10 bet into like a $60 bet and then was like, fuck you, I'm out of here. Not like that, but like I was like, fuck this, I'm out of here. Got everything going to color up and the guy follows me to the fucking cage and was like, can you spare me like $20? I was like, you get the fuck away from it. That's the only time I ever had security intervene because they saw me like cussing out a fucking bum and I'm like, no, stay the fuck away from me. And they're like, whoa, what's going on? I was like, this guy was he just mushed me playing craps and he wants me to give him money now. And they're like, oh, we're not tolerating it. Just like completely escorted him away. I felt like it's a white privilege move, but you know, whatever. No, he's fucking with money. Like that's where, like if
they know you're the more valued customer.
Yeah, exactly.
Cracky McCrackerson, it just is a nuisance to them.
But no, then I also so that time that you were thinking about when you were there with me, that was like I just saw that coming, and the exact same thing happened where it's like people are having a good time, or drinking, everybody's talking, high fives.
The casino probably throws them like
a couple $100,
$50.
Yeah, like,
just go walk over there and be yourself.
Go mingle. You know, socialize.
Yeah,
you know,
table that's hot. They're like, we got to shut this down.
Brush Elvis.
Send in fucking Jerome.
I told you the was it the Stanhope one?
I think a white homeless dude would be even more annoying.
No, the
some white trash. Fucking,
that was oh my god.
I'd almost prefer like the dusty old black dude than like some creepy 30-year-old homeless white heroin guy.
Not that it's like not, but I've been that guy, which is kind of fucking funny because I was like, it's not even a joke or like I don't have an act or a routine based around it. But how do you make 12 black people shut up? It's like you hop fives and then hit it, and it's like no, you don't understand what that is.
No.
Ian's laughing his ass off. Yeah, it was when I was.
Did they react like magic?
No, it's so hopping a bet is a 1-roll bet, and when you hop a specific number, like so there's 2 through 12. So like let's say I want to hop box cards, so you're hopping 12. If I throw and I hit 12, it's 15-1. So like a $5 hop bet is like a pretty profitable bet if you're just like, I know I'm going to throw this. So I set the dice. I know generally my rotational axis. So like when I'm shooting and I'm shooting correctly, like the way that I want to be shooting, where I'm hitting nines.
Like you're on a nice fairway.
I'm on a nice fairway. Just
dialed
close your
in.
eyes. Just shut the fuck up.
The Tiger Woods of dice,
dude. And he smelled so
that's
fucking
the worst
bad.
That's the biggest detractor.
He smelled fucking greasy. Like he smelled like a French fry.
Like, I could just smell it. and it's not like a Neil urine smell.
No, it's like a musty, fucking moldy outside. Like you smell like a urinal cake.
Yeah.
Not like Neil though. Different.
Smell like the lawn furniture just stays in your yard all the time.
Yeah.
It smells like
when potting soil. Like when potting soil gets rained on, like that. Yeah, it's.
The rain really like brings it out.
Amplifies it. It's like fucking...
like a mixture of cigarettes and beer too.
A little bit of poop.
Just a little bit.
Oh man, what was I saying? I'm thinking about Neil.
We hate homeless people.
Yeah, basically, this is how anti-homeless.
They
podcast.
got themselves there. Why don't you get a job?
Oh fuck! What was I talking about?
I did bump into Neil at Applebee's, but I didn't converse with him.
Dinner?
No, and it was weird. He wasn't. I don't think he was waiting for food. He wasn't getting bike side to go. Like he was just. He was sitting in the lobby, and he was just. I don't know if he had a bed in or something. He was just watching like the Orlando Magic versus the Suns, like some random
big basketball fan,
like 10 o'clock like West Coast basketball game. You know what I mean? He was just, and he was dialed in on that game. So late at night, like there's usually not a lot of patrons in there, so they just pick a table in the corner and they put all like the delivery orders to go. So like it's easy breezy at Applebee's late night. Go in, grab my order off the table. I'm walking back out, and like when I walked in, I smelled the strong smell of urine, and I'm like,
Neil's afoot.
Yeah, it's kind of. I was like, it didn't look like him from behind or something. I didn't think it was him, and then I walk right by, and I just stared right at him, like that's fucking. And
Neil.
he didn't break from the game for a second.
Damn.
I don't know if it was just like an autism moment or if like
maybe he's a big basketball fan.
He was, I don't know if it was a bet or if he was just like dialed in or. I went in like literally like an hour later, like 11, and his bike was still there, but I didn't see him.
He's in the bathroom.
He was
on his
shitting everywhere.
No. He's just peeing on himself. Just laying on his back on the floor at Applebee's, just peeing like
alone,
peeing like a fountain into his own mouth.
Nah, you heard
peeing.
You know, like, on his cologne was not.
you know how you can turn the hand dryers up. He just pees into that and just walks through it.
Putting on his cologne is fucking.
He's just peeing on himself.
He just goes to the bathroom and pisses his pants. He's like, I put on my cologne.
I need to freshen up. Yo, Johnny Appleseed.
I'm feeling pretty dry. I can freshen up. No, the rumor that he's gotten kicked out of multiple establishments like the bank and the ShopRite. It's not his normal cologne.
It's his other.
He goes into the bathroom and he fudges all over the fucking place. I think he's been hitting the Marmora CVS. You know, as a delivery driver, I got to find out good public bathrooms where, you know, and I got to make. I don't like a bathroom to shit in where there's going to be other guests coming in. You know what I mean? I like a nice.
It's the fudge burglar.
I like a nice private restroom to take a shit in. So I discovered that CVS has a public restroom. Yeah. Private, perfect. I've taken many dumps in there over the last few months. It's great. It's my fucking spot, all right? I'm like a homeless dude. Like, this is my shit spot. But the last week, it's been just fucking lava splatter all over the wall, all over the back of the toilet.
Neil, baby.
It's gotta be. I just clicked right here. And I gotta shit bad. If I'll pull an earphone, I'll just try and hold it. I don't really love shitting in public. Yeah, if I get an order in this area, I'll shit in public, but like it's usually like pretty urgent if I'm doing it. So like,
dude,
I'm in there and I'm like, I don't have time to go across the street to Dunkin' or go to Wawa. I hate Wawa shitting. I've done it, but like I'm not a fan. It's like constant traffic, and you're just in there like fucking dying. Yeah. So I'm just like, the only reasonable thing is like I clean it.
Yeah.
I'm like a CVS employee now. There's a bucket of cleaning supplies in the corner. And I'm like, fuck it. I got to shit. I'm just gonna clean this up real quick. And Tina was like, "You're nuts. Like just squat." And I'm like, nah, it's like it's gonna get on my pants or something. Like it's all over the bowl and the seat and the back and the wall. And like somehow something of me is gonna come into contact with this if I don't clean it. So
okay,
it's just like
but we gotta continue this. Don't let me forget that. I just want to tell you, because I threw it out there. I want to actually fucking brag about this, and then we can be done with fucking gambling. But yeah, the thing about how to shut fucking 12 black people up is you fucking hop 5 and hit it. I did that. I was on a riverboat in fucking Louisiana. Yeah, I was in Nolans, and I was playing fucking a bird game, which means it's the lowest fucking stakes, so it attracts the pigeons. Which it's an old.
You're one of them.
Yeah. So it's me and like seriously a dozen black fucking dudes, and they're all fucking like yipped fucking out, like all fucking like gangbangers. Bling, fucking gold teeth.
What does yipped mean?
Yipped, like fucking on drugs, like fucking like on coke. Fucking.
I thought
frying.
It was like the baseball term, like he's got the yips.
No,
They're like having
like,
a bad day. They're
all fucking geetered, like fucking yeah. Oh, dude, like loud, rambunctious, drunk, like doing like hood rat shit. It's fucking 11 o'clock in the morning in New Orleans. These dudes are fucking up. They're the
still
night before.
Up, yeah.
So like it's them, and then there's like one little itty bitty spot that they didn't occupy. So I go up there and all
room
fucking
for one more, gentlemen.
All fucking conversation at the table ceases. And I lay down $60. I lay down $60 and they're all like, yeah, fuck this white boy, fucking whatever. I play the
Is
table.
that a high or a low?
Low, way low, even for fucking low stakes. Yeah, that's like really fucking low.
These dudes are there with like their trap fucking bands,
dude,
and you walk up with like
$5 game with
your
like
Bojangles paycheck.
Yeah, fucking $5 table with 10 times odds means that if you put a $5 bet down, you can bet 50. But if that person puts a $10 bet down, you could bet 100 or whatever on it, or what, like you it just exponentially you make more on the odds because there's no tax on the odds. And I said that to the craps table the other night. The fucking stick guy slapped the stick in front of me and said, "Don't let me hear you say that again." It's true. He's just kidding. It's just that there's no tax on it. There's no vig on odds bets and craps.
I thought you meant literal like state tax.
No,
you mean there's no juice on it.
Yeah, no juice on it. So if you make a contract bet, there's a 4%, but the hedge is that it goes down to 2.05 or 2.
And the guys running the table get that percent, or
no,
casino
it's the
does?
casinos.
Okay.
It's casinos hedge. But the when you put odds on it, the odds are exponential. So like if you find a place like Harrah's used to run, or not Harrah's, Caesars used to run 100 times odds. So I put a $5 bet down. I could bet $500 on odds. If I hit the point, then they have to pay me 2.5 to 1 on an inside, and then 3 to 1 on the outside. So like,
but no 4%.
No 4% rake, exactly. So like they'd be taking like something like $85 on one of those hits. So, but anyway, so I don't even know how I got onto that, but yeah, so I laid down $60, and these dudes are like, "Fuck this kid, like whatever. Get you're one of our bitches is gonna come over here or whatever and push you out or whatever." Sure enough, I hold tight, I play strategically till I get the fucking dice. I fucking open myself up. I do my strategy is called the Iron Cross, which is like, and I was up a little bit, so like with $5 table, I'm able to do all of the place bets, field bet, my pass line bet, odds. And then just keep shooting and recycling. Every time you hit a field, you press your odds and collect till you max out. Every time you hit the place bet, you replenish your field bet and then collect the profit because they're going to give you like, it's a contract bet, but it's a whole fucking thing. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. So I have the point. I'm shooting. These guys are like, all right, like this kid's actually like I make it like 6 or 7 shots, and they're like, all right, the kid seems to know what he's doing. He's making money. So people start opening up. Then I hit a point, and people are like, all right. So then you get like the fist bump or whatever. I'm a little ingratiated.
This cracker pretty cool.
Then I hit another point. Yeah, I hit another point, and then I just like $5. It's just like the bare minimum is like $1. So you do 2 ways you can hit a 5: a 41 and a 2 and a 3. $5 2-way. Hop 5s and put the change on there for the dealers, meaning that if it hits, I get whichever way the 5 hits, I get 15 to 1 on that, so I make $30 on those $2, and then $1 that gets $15 back to the dealers. Everybody's like, whatever, kid, whatever. They take it, they put it down, fucking hit the 5, dead fucking silent.
Were you trying? Like you lined up the dice in your hand a specific way?
I set, like you've seen me fuck around with it. That's why I get all fucking cringy around like dice that are incorrect. But yeah, I set them and I hit it, and then everybody just like was like, all right, shut up. I rolled 22 shots on that one.
Which gotta feel nice.
36 is like when you're called a sharpshooter. If you can roll 36 without crapping out or sevening out,
and craps is just you hit a 7.
You hit a 7 with a point established. Sometimes the 7's good for you, but sometimes not. But when you would not, like, let's say, all right, we're just
is there other now. So if there's a point established, is 7 the only way to craps out?
Yes.
So you hit like
every
a
other
6
number,
and a 1 or a 5 and a 2 or a 4 and a 3.
Yep.
And
it's the most combinations of it, but like you hit, so like
but people can bet
before the point's established. If you hit a 7, you make money. If the point's established and you have money on the pass line and the 7 hits, you lose money. But if I have money on the pass line and I throw and I hit a 2, a 3, or a 12, and I have money on the pass line, no points established, I lose money. If there's a point established, a 2, a 3, or a 12, nothing happens. That's why I always bet the field bet, because that's the hedge against it. They call it a sucker bet. But when you have an open strategy where the 5, the 6, and the 8 are covered, those are the only 3 places that don't pay a field, so it's redundant to put a 4, a 9, and a 10 out. Like, there's a whole.
You're just hedging your
You're just hedging your bet because you know that you're gonna just be you're just shooting for a point. So that's like how I open it up. So people see that, and then like they see me setting the dice, and they're like, it clicks. Like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So after I shot 22, and people were like throwing me bucks. They're like, dude, good job, kid. Like I was like, thanks, man.
Made everyone money.
Made everybody money. That's the other cool thing too.
Giving back to the hood, dude.
Well, dude, they throw you money, and then what the cool move is that if people give you money, you just throw it right back to the dealers, and the dealers were like, fucking right, man. Like, dude, everybody was happy. That's the only. That was like real. I felt real pimp after that. I mean, I only made like $40, but like I had fun.
So cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's still a cool
experience.
Story. I literally can say that.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you shut them up? Anyway,
so if you ever go to prison, you'll just be running the dice games in the fucking.
No, dude, I don't know how to fucking play CeeLo. I've tried. There's street dice, and then there's CeeLo.
That confuses me. See, that explanation you just gave me now is with my CTE brain is the most I've ever comprehended craps. And you know how stupid I am when it comes to craps. The game, that shit confuses me even more than craps.
CeeLo's fucking.
Like,
it's
they're
like
just bouncing it off the wall and like. They're like,
and there's 3
I've seen like
that
TikToks where it's just like dudes throwing down 5s or hundreds or whatever, and they're just like, bet it, motherfucker.
2, 3,
like,
4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it's like, and then
like
if
they set a number, and then
it's like if it adds up to like more than 12 or something like that, it's fucking ridiculous. And there's the other one too, Sickbo,
which is one of those things you have to play,
yeah,
and you got to lose a little bit just to like kind of.
That's how I learned how to poker, man.
Yeah, it's just like even with a board game, when someone tries to explain it to you at like a family game night, and you're like, I have no fucking idea. But you get in the game, and after a few cycles, you're like,
I get it.
Yeah, I'm one of those like I have to learn by doing it. Then like, you can explain craps to me until I'm blue in the face, but until I go lay $100, I'm never gonna really understand it. It's like once you have your own money on the line, you're like, yeah. And then you're asking the pertinent questions. Like,
this is completely unrelated to even that, but I did teach myself how to play Baccarat, which is pretty fucking cool.
That's one of those sharp casino games. I think the Mickey dude,
Mickey Mace,
he plays that. The other guy, Christopher Mitchell or whatever, he was selling his fucking martingale strategy on YouTube. He's a Baccarat dude now. It's one of those ones that a lot of the heavy hitters, like that are claiming to be professional gamblers, are hitting Baccarat. Isn't it like a 50-50 or the closest you can get to 50-50?
It's not a zero hedge, but you have the banker, so it's like it's different than like 00 or 0 roulette or whatever. Because like I mean, like the more zeros you add, because there's like 000 roulette where the odds are fucking horrible, and they like you're like the casino's basically like bending you over. There's like ways that
Europe has the 10, right?
Well, they have it in Vegas too. They have it in New Orleans actually. They have 0 roulette on Bubble, which is pretty fucking cool. They also have like variants of craps too, which you can go. They have it at Borgata now, where you can play. It's all the numbers. You can place every number but 7 in a craps table, but the odds are dog shit. It's like 3% as opposed to like, or excuse me, the place hedge is like 2% as opposed to 4% or something like that. So you're not making like the 2.5 for everyone. They don't pay you nearly as much for making it because there's more ways for you to make money. So they're like, oh, we're just gonna like the same way 6 to 5 blackjack as opposed to 3 to 2 or whatever. Like there's a way that they're just like fucking getting in your pocket,
fucking you over. Yeah,
like you're not gonna make maximize.
They present it as like this advantageous thing, but it's
exactly
like you're gonna lose. You're gonna make less.
Yeah, but Baccarat basically, instead of them, it's not like blackjack where it's like you're just playing the house. It's like you can play with the house, and then you could also bet on the house losing, but you can also bet on like everybody losing. And there's just like ways where after a certain number of hits, it's like you're statistically inclined to bet both one way or the other way, and they design it in a way where if you exponentially are drinking over time, it's more confusing the more you,
that's all of it. Yeah.
Not even kidding. It's like it really is just if you're sober and you're able to like count, like do basic arithmetic and keep track of what's been dealt, then it's not even like an advantage game like blackjack. It's just an entirely different thing where it's like probability as opposed to actual strategy, you know, like but it's cool. It's fun.
What's your thoughts on the Mickey Mace dude?
I love him. We've talked about him on here before. And,
a while ago. I saw something recently where he did an interview and like, I thought he was like this self-made dude, but he actually admits that he comes from like a super affluent family. And it's like, is all this tattoo shit, is this just like and then he started talking about how he grew up around all made mafia dudes, and that's how he learned to gamble. And I'm like, is this sensationalized? Like you said with the internet and all this fake stuff, it's like, is this just like, you know, not an industry plant, but is this like someone who is being this outlandish just to generate like clicks?
Probably.
I mean, it works. It's like rappers getting face tattoos and shit. It's just like he is a very encapsulating character. Like I watch his shit. I like him too, but like
I love when
for some reason when he was like, I come from a very affluent family. I'm like, that makes this not as fun. Like I thought he was literally like a poor dude and then like became rich off gambling. Like, that's like an enticing story.
Well, no,
apparently he was though. Like he says that he was like a drug addict and he was homeless and stuff like that. But it's like
we've talked about it on here before that he had like a thing where he was the middleman for pharmacies, where you needed to have like a licensee that had like the pharmacy rights, and then you had to have like a property like license like and there needed to be a third party, and he was the guy that like was the middleman, and he like brokered the deals for like all these pharmacies in New York and then like beyond. And because of that, he was able to like exponentially generate money by just literally holding titles as like a third party. And that's how he got like mega fucking rich. And I mean, like even if he came
his
from
family was already
mega
rich.
Yeah, it was like even if he's like affluent like from his family or whatever, having the foresight to be able to see the explosion in that market, I think is noteworthy on its own. Like gambling and like backstory aside, like that's he was able to see an opportunity, exploit that, and then get out. Well, it was like everything was still legal. He didn't screw anybody over, at least like from what it seemed like. He was above board, because it's not like the pharmaceutical companies are coming after him. It's not like the FBI's coming after him. It's like honestly, he just made a shitload of money. It was like, well, I'm gonna get taxed on it anyway. I might as well like fucking gamble it, because I have more money than I know what to do with. And then he started doing the high stakes shit, and then the casinos were like, yeah, you're generating way more money than one gambler should. And they like he's banned from like most properties.
95% of casinos, he claims.
Yeah, he's like, I mean, he's
really interesting.
He's a fascinating guy. He's on Hustler, so you get to see him play live, and he gets to talk, and he gets to answer questions. So like people, like
he seems like a genuinely nice dude.
Did you see that Spencer Cornelius with him?
I might have. I'm not sure.
He's got like all the porn stars hanging out in his apartment.
No, I saw ones where he like takes other celebrities like gambling and stuff like that, and like those are interesting. He seems like a genuinely nice guy.
He's very humble from what everybody says.
I don't know if he has kids or plans on having kids, but he's like, my almost my entire estate is going to like this charity, and I'm like, fuck that. Like super mega millionaires who like don't just dice it up amongst the family.
No, he's
like Bill Gates' kids, where he's like,
he's doing it to dodge paternity suits, and that's like, I don't know. I not like looked into him, but like it makes you can like put one on one.
You know way more.
No, you put one on one together on the dude, because he's like he has a sex addiction. He was on No Jumper, and Adam was like, what was like your sex addiction like when you have like Vegas, like back when Vegas was like trying to entice him to spend more money. He's like, what was that like? And he was like, dude, they give you a fucking like a hotel room that has 3 stories, and it's like a fucking ballroom with like a piano and everything. They'll give you any drug you want. They'll load it with booze, women. Like they'll put a car up there for you if you want to be reckless. Like they'll literally do anything you fucking want. They were giving him a private jet that he said he was using more frequently than Uber and shit like that. So like bitches would just like be all over the place. And he said that there was like one night where he had 20 rooms in the suite or like he said like 25 rooms in the suite or something like that. So he got 25 chicks and went to every single room and had sex with each one of them, and then called down and was like, I'm doing the Smoke and Aces thing, and kicked all the hookers out, and then brought out 25 new chicks and then banged every single one of them too. Like that, so he's got
how many
like
fucking Viagra's you gotta pop,
bro. He's nuts, and he's like apparently like he's a sober person, or not like a sober person, but like he's like not like he doesn't deal with the proclivity aspect of it anymore, because he's afraid of like I guess paranoid of like the casinos trying to like knock him off or like get him in an uncomfortable or unsavory position. So he's pretty clean. He's like a pretty tight, to the vest dude.
He's just addicted to these. I see him puffing on the Nick vapes, but that's
yeah.
He did
a whole staunch thing on smoking.
He did a soft white underbelly.
Yeah, he's a smart dude. Like
that came up in my reels. It was like a 10-minute clip, and I actually sat there and like watched the whole thing. Like he is a fascinating character, and it's not that I like him less. It's just like my own diluted image of him was that he was like some like poor homeless
rich
crackhead.
Yeah,
like, but just then he was like, no, I came from a very affluent family. I went to a private school. I'm like, that's not as fun.
No, you're right. Like a rags to riches story is more gratifying, and especially he looks the part. Where it's like he did it backwards.
I see this guy being a crackhead in New York City, and it's just like. No, he was like a super rich, like prep school kid that I'm sure part of his rebellious image is like trying to rebel from that, like, white collar
shit.
Yeah. I mean, whether consciously or subconsciously, you know what I mean?
Did you see that Chinese chick that I forget if it was on Tom? I think it was Your Mom's House. It was either Your Mom's House or Bad Friends, but they had that like Chinese immigrant chick that was on there that was explaining how traffic lights in China work.
No,
dude, it's like some clip. I haven't watched Your Mom's House in fucking ages, like a year. But they had some like there's this chick she's like a comedian, but she's like a refugee from North Korea.
Esther Koo.
No, it's not Esther Koo. Esther Koo I think is Japanese. No, Esther Koo.
Something
is
about like
but,
all these big shows used to be on YouTube, but I think when the Spotify switch happened, I like don't watch as many.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Anyway, yeah. So they had this Chinese lady on, and she was explaining. No, I don't, because I don't have Spotify.
Well, exactly. Like
Yeah.
you're like, I haven't watched Your Mom's House in ages. I feel like it's because a lot of them switched over to Spotify, and it's just like,
nah,
they still post full eps on YouTube.
They got they have like a YouTube channel that I turned the notifications off because I
thought they were like made the jump like Rogan did.
They did, but like that's still reposted on there, and you get clips and everything. It's like Legion of Skanks is on there. Them, War Mode, Matt and Shane, and one other podcast that I can't remember off the top of my head. They're the only ones I have notifications turned on for, and all of them are on Spotify. But like the day after they get uploaded to Spotify, all the shit's like on YouTube anyway. So Legion of Skanks, they don't even bother with it anymore because they're sick of the copyright shit because they like play YouTube shit. So they don't like on YouTube, they censor the first 10 minutes of it. Anytime they show a video, they don't do it because they don't want to get copyright strike. Not like they're making much money off of the YouTube, but they don't want to lose that content.
It's an asset having a channel with
exactly. You get exposure.
Sell just the channel.
You get exposure too. So it's like that directs it back to Gas Digital. But anyway, this Chinese lady was on there. She was explaining that like the reason the Chinese people, they're not bad at driving. It's just like they're ingrained in a culture where traffic lights are seen as like a haha novelty. Like you just,
they put those there. But.
You're like, oh, cute, and then just go through it.
I kind of treat them like that.
I do too.
Especially the time of the day, like a little later at night.
Lavar's that left turn. That's not even a fucking bar. That's a fucking joke.
That left arrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so there'll be a car in front of me, or sometimes even two. And I go into oncoming traffic and go around. And the looks I get from the people, because then usually the light turns green immediately after. I'm like, I look like the biggest cocksucker ever. But no, why are we waiting for this light?
It's pointless.
You can see 500 yards ahead if anything's coming. Left turn arrow lights, I ignore. I get on Parkway South a lot in Seaville. So like all the time I get McDonald's orders to Sea Isle. And I just take the Parkway because it's quicker. Mm-hmm. That left arrow light, I'd never fucking wait for that, dude. Fuck off. There's no one around. Like, why am I gonna? And the people that like blindly just follow those rules even when there's no one around, like that's so lame. I'm not saying blow every red light, but like
blow every red light.
Turn arrows. You can't turn left safely on your own without this fucking arrow.
Magnets. How do they work?
Okay, ICP.
All right. So I got like one. It's not like really movie segment, but we can like wrap up after this. I got a pig and
there's a bathroom right there, man.
No, but I mean, like we can
keep going, dude.
Yeah, we can talk for a little bit longer. But all right. So I watched one movie. Like I watched a shitload of movies this week. I watched Romper Stomper for the first time in fucking ages, which I haven't seen. And
I've never even heard of it.
It's got Russell Crowe in it, and it's like he's the only person in it that you'd recognize. But it's about skinheads in Australia in like the 90s, and it's just them fighting with Korean people for Vietnamese people.
Australian Green Tree hooligans.
No, it's Australian like fucking American History X. Like yeah,
they all have Australian accents.
Yeah, it's like Russell Crowe, fucking like he's a Nazi and he's got like skinhead tattooed on his fucking neck, and there's like I don't know, it's hilarious. It's a silly movie, but it's like it was a poignant movie, I guess, at the time because it's about xenophobia, and Australia is notoriously xenophobic.
I want to circle back to the traffic signals, though.
Okay, circle back to the traffic
signals. The Chinese we never we took that off on our own tangent. They just traffic signals. Like, was there a period of time where there weren't traffic signals? And
I just think that
ignoring these.
From what I gathered, because it was just a clip, it was like they were talking about like why fucking like Chinese people.
Do they have like state troopers that like hand out like traffic tickets?
No,
it's like different.
Dude, okay, so driving in Asia is like one of those anomalies, like where like if you go to certain places, like cars are like so. Think of like the South Pacific, like the Pacific Islands, like most of them like have like functional vehicles, but like the idea of like an exotic sports car or something like that is like it just doesn't relate because of like where they are geographically and mixed like with other things. So like when you have like anomalies like North Korea or like like not Shanghai, what the fuck's it called? Fucking Taiwan. Yeah,
Bangkok.
We have like fucking like places like that where they're like Western, but they're still like extremely Eastern. It's like it's just this like cultural disconnect of like what the fuck actually is this? And I think like China is like a mixture of like what happened in North Korea where they got capitalism, but it's like still like absolutely not
State
capitalism.
run.
Yeah. North Korea is like not capitalistic, but they have like imports that are like Kim Jong Un drives like an imported car, even though Korea makes their own cars, and it's like a status.
It's like fuck a Hyundai, dude. Give me this fucking.
So they have like a status
BMW.
symbol. They have a status symbol thing over there where it's like if you get a license plate, that's like the equivalent of like you getting like a gold medal in the Olympics. It's
in
like
North Korea.
In North Korea, like so like if you have a car in general, like you're somebody of like a great honor.
But you don't need a license plate. You can just roll around.
No, you need a license plate, and the smaller the number on your license plate, like the closer to 0 the number on your license plate is, the more prestige you have in the country. So like military people are all in like the hundreds, and then like politicians are all in like the teens and higher, and then like like the royalty is like all like the the low
1
numbers.
through 9.
Yeah, like 1
Who's
through 9.
1? Kim
Yeah,
Jong.
probably whoever, either that or like one of the foreign
His
dignitaries.
grandpa.
Yes, but anyway, like that's like a thing over in North Korea, and I think some of that translates to China, where it's like having a car is still like a practical thing, but having like a luxury car is like a thing of esteem. So like you have all these people that are just like, I'm driving my car because I want to drive a car, and it's cool. But then you have like someone that's like, I gotta get these fucking goats to the farm. I don't give a shit about like your windshield or like anything. It's just falling out. So it becomes this like weird like mess of like
hillbillies and fucking.
It's like trying to take
keeping up with the Joneses city folk.
I think it's just like that chaotic, or it's like there's such like a cultural disparity of like wealth, like the disproportionate like wealth and everything, like that coupled with like practicality versus like luxury, like that. It just like it's when it's together, it's like traffic lights don't exist. It's like I want to make my brakes problem.
Highways are just like a free for all,
dude.
Like,
They're
just like
I think it's Thailand where they have like a highway that's like it's something like 35 or 40 like miles or kilometers long, where it's like a 19-lane highway that they just abandoned because it's like they built
too
it
chaotic.
Yeah, they built it in a direction, and then like it was like supposed to be a super highway, and then they never built enough cars or like anywhere that it led to. So it just like it's just this huge fucking highway you can see from space that nobody drives on. And like people go and rent cars specifically
like the graffiti highway or something.
Dude, it's worse.
So
it's
they
got
chop
like
your fingers off if you do that.
It's got like gaping potholes because they don't pay to maintain it, but it's still a massive highway where it's like
you just kind of weave around them.
Yeah, dude, like there's one in I want to say it's in like the Sudan or like West Africa somewhere, but there's like one where it's like they made it like clean through the desert, and they just never like they paved it in like the 80s and just never maintained it, and like over time like sand and other stuff has like fucking filled it in, and like there's like so like you have like sinkholes like where you'll just be driving and it'll be driving the correct speed limit in the correct direction or whatever, and the highway is just like 13-14 feet in the wrong direction because the sand is shifted, and then you try and correct, and it's like you're dipping into soft sand like or a sinkhole, and like so there's just like jagged like miles of the highway where they're going in the wrong direction, and you just like will drive off like into quicksand. I forget what fucking
That's
country,
sketchy.
but they have to go by like railroad everywhere. Like there's like huge chunks of this one, like maybe it's like Syria or something like that. No, not Syria. It's an African country. But yeah, it's like a West African country where there's a lot of desert, and it's like they have to go by train everywhere because the roads are just like
so shiesty.
They just never maintained them to the point where it's like
there's probably not enough people using vehicles.
There's not enough money in the entire country to maintain it. It was like left over from like Indian colonialism or like Dutch colonialism or something like that. So I mean, there's no fucking.
Abandoned highways are cool.
Yeah, they are. I like that. I like abandoned shit. I like
they there's that big graffiti one, but apparently people would like race out there.
In Centralia, right?
There's one in New Jersey, and they filled it in with dirt because too many people were going out there like street racing or something.
Hangman's Curve.
Yeah, it was a whole fucking. It might have been Centralia. I'm not positive, but
there's
a whole highway just covered in graffiti, and they fucking filled in with dirt.
Centralia is they like
PA.
Yeah, they had like a huge chunk of highway where you could see they would take satellite photos.
There are like 3 remaining residents there or something. I'm pretty sure there's like a couple holdouts.
Yeah, it's like a few.
It was down to like in the 20s or something, and then like there's literally like one house left.
I think it's like 2 or 3 people. Like I think you're right, but it's not that they're not leaving. They just they don't have the money to fucking do anything, and the government doesn't care about them. So they're like, we're just gonna rot. Like we grew up here. Like what else do we know?
I'm not going.
I'm not
Centralia
leaving
for life, dude.
They're the fucking mermaids, and do you watch Futurama?
No.
I was gonna say there's an episode with the Lost City of Atlanta where it's like an allegory for Atlantis, and it's like the Southerners are just like so dumb and lazy they just sit on their porch while Atlantis sinks into the ocean, and then the evolution sped up because they put Coca-Cola in the water, so they just turned into mermaids in like a generation. But it's all like both like a mixture of like apathy and them ruining the environment. I don't know. It's fucking hilarious. That's what Centralia is gonna be. But yeah, the movie segment, I got one. I watched Romper Stomper, but then the one I want to talk about, Self-Reliance, and you said you haven't seen it, but it's got dude from New Girl, Nick from New Girl. I forget his name in real life, but it's one of those like the most dangerous game or most dangerous prey, like one of those stories where guys like selling his rights to be a human being to like some like wealthy fucking fair, DuPont or whatever, like Rothschild person to get Hunt. And then like if he survives, he gets like a big lump sum of money or whatever. I made it like 8 minutes into the movie and then had to shut it off because I had written this movie in college.
Oh, really?
I wrote this movie.
They stole your notes, dude.
It's not even that they stole my notes.
Signed off on someone else, some fair use shit.
No, it's just like I wrote the script and then was like, this is like way too good to be a student short film. I want to make this like a feature length film. That was what it was. I mean, you were like, fucking $1 million fucking. What the fuck did I write down? I forgot the name of it.
Can't even read your fucking writing.
I can't even read my own fucking writing. $1 million.
I watched a similar one, kind of on that theme called 31, where it was like these people get like kidnapped and like this weird, creepy Illuminati style like hunting, like they have to try and survive 12 hours or whatever, some like some whack shit like that. We got to wrap in a minute. I can see him moving around.
Is he moving around?
I looked up. He's standing up in the crib. I'm like,
yeah.
Fuck.
What the hell did I fucking just tell? I gotta find the whatever.
The movie title.
Yeah, because I'm fucking.
What was that other thing called? It was like Married Men Premium.
No, $1 Million Mayo. That was what it was. $1 Million Mayo. It was just so we can wrap on this. The premise was that a guy gets into one of those like the most dangerous game thing situations, like a bunch of like wealthy philanthropists or whatever. They're gonna have like a thing where they hunt him, and you think it's like, oh, like he gets like money or whatever. But then like throughout the movie, they're supposed to be hunting him, but like instead they're like kind of encouraging him to get away, and it's like not really being hunt. And then he figures out to be hunted. Yeah, like they don't really want
me with that verbiage.
So
they paid him to get Hunt. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they paid him to hunt him.
Yeah,
and then like they kind of keep like letting him get away, and then it turns out that because they need to like have a scapegoat in which he can like so they let him get away a whole bunch of times, and then like he falls in love with like this woman and like everything, and it's like it turns out that the wealthy people were just like kind of gaslighting him the whole time because they wanted to their bloodline has been like so fucked up from like inbreeding and whatnot, like from trying to keep like the blood ties or whatever, like within the family, that like they need like outside people, but they need to make it in a way where he can't like
where he's not in on it.
No, where he's like he won't willingly do it. Like they got to make like a game out of it because it's like they're just rich and fucking lavish and whatnot. It's like they can't just like ask this dude to be a sperm donor. It's got to be like a fucking game. It's got to be like
they're betting on it and doing all kind of
exactly.
Creepy,
like yeah, that's
it's all like Illuminati references.
Exactly,
I think that shit really does happen.
Well, that's just it. I wrote this movie, $1 Million Mayo. It's like it was like I was like got like 20 pages and I'm like, nah, this is gonna be good. Like I gotta get this like elaborate. Like I gotta really do. And then this movie came out. I'm like, well, fuck. Like this feels like it was my idea. All right, what do we got to plug?
Stuart's Handyman Service. Give him a shout. 338-9427. Anything you need done, he'll hook you up. He's a good dude.
I guess Can Man. I got to clean Green Street in a couple of days. So 609-425-3143. Thank you for listening. Go fuck yourself.
Love you guys.